How do you choose a suitable supplier? This is a question I'm sure almost everyone has an answer to. Quite often, you will take a recommendation from someone you know and trust who has experience of a particular supplier. This may be the perfect fit, but alternatively, your requirements may be different or more onerous than your friends, and therefore you're not comparing like with like. So what then? An alternative is to put out a specification of requirements and invite submissions based upon your criteria. While this may hit the mark in terms of features and functions and give you a choice of suppliers, it may not tell the whole story. Obviously, marketing material is designed and produced to give the best possible impression of the product or service, which may not give a full picture. What it won't tell you is what it's like to work with a particular supplier. This can tend to be the $64,000 question, as a written submission, brochure or other marketing material will only go so far. This is where the case study comes in, whereby the supplier will give you details of existing customers who are in a similar situation to you and are happy with both the product and the service. It's this second bit which can be a bit of a grey area, as no company does everything right all of the time. We all make mistakes, and suppliers are no different to anyone else in that regard. Slow response, late deliveries, poor quality, wrong quantities. Of course, you can always ring up existing customers and get a warts and all view of the relationship. That's probably as close as you will get to a true reflection of their suitability as a supplier. The cynic in me says that you will only get the best referrals. There will be no mention of those that may give a below-par performance rating. So what else is there? I would suggest that you're looking for an independent assessment of a supplier's capability and performance. How do I get that, I hear you ask? Initially, you might look at whether they have any relevant ISO accreditation ratings. The first one to look for will be ISO 9001:2015 for quality. This tells you that the supplier's products and services are supplied to an agreed standard and in a consistent manner. ISO standards are an international accreditation and have to be renewed every year, so you know that the agreed standard is always being met. Another good test of performance is how they're rated by their peers. There are lots of industry bodies which assess a company's performance completely independently, ranging from the Queen's Award right down to your local Chamber of Commerce. Obviously, you're looking for the highest accolade you could find, and so national awards should be your starting point. What awards has your potential supplier won? Are these awards reasonably current, or are they, as I've seen in several instances, many years old? Award winning can only be claimed if you can support it with details of the actual awards won. Make sure you check them out and find any claims are valid. Finally, another good test is longevity. How long have they been supplying the product or service that you're looking for? As a general rule, a business will not survive if it's not supplying good quality products and services. There is far too much competition in any marketplace for the weak to survive. While this seems harsh, it's a true reflection of how business works. What's the expression? Survival of the fittest. Comparing a supplier who has been in business for only a couple of years to one that's been in business for 20 plus years is obviously not comparing like with like. Look behind the headlines and see just how experienced they really are. Of course, they may be a conglomeration of several businesses making up the whole, several of which may have been long-term suppliers, but just be sure that the total is genuinely a real sum of the individual parts. How many times have we seen mergers and acquisitions lead to chaos because either the model is not right or experienced staff have left when the new company was formed? I know several which have survived for a year or two, but in which cracks started to appear and eventually were either liquidated or sold off again. So, going back to my initial question, how do you choose a suitable supplier? I hope that I've given you some pointers which ensures your choices going forward are both informed and relevant. Good luck in your searches.